Hello and welcome back to Assetto Corsa. Thank you very much for joining me in this video, and we are in a Ferrari F2004 at Mugello because it is the Ferrari 1000th Grand Prix this weekend. Qualifying has just finished when I am recording this. Lewis Hamilton is on pole, though Valtteri Bottas I think could have pipped into pole had Esteban Ocon not caused the yellow flag on their last runs. Ferrari are unfortunately not quite at the races, with Sebastian Vettel getting knocked out in Q2 and Charles Leclerc I believe managing 5th or 6th. I'm just trying to remember what it was, because at the end I was expecting certain times to change. I know Leclerc I think improved, and Verstappen and Albon are the 3rd and 4th, so I think it is Leclerc 5th or 6th or somewhere around there. Difficult weekend for Ferrari, but for their 1000th Grand Prix I thought I would take my favourites Ferrari, the F2004, out at Mugello. Now I believe Rubens Barrichello did a 1 minute 19, a low 1 minute 19 in this. With a little bit of a few laps I've done of practice, I have managed to get into the very, very high 1 minute 20s. I think it was a 1 minute 20.9 or something. I want to see if I can bring that down, maybe make some setup changes, things like that. If I can get into the low 1 minute 20s, I think I will have done a good job. So make sure you stay tuned to see me driving around Mugello in what is my favourite Formula 1 car. It isn't going to be able to do the 1 minute 15s they did today, but then those cars cannot do the lap times in the race at all, so, you know, it sort of balances out. Alright, here we are, ready to go. The steering wheel is responding correctly, fantastic. And I have traction control set on medium, not on the highest. And let's take a nice gentle run out first of all. Now if you saw the flames at the start, do not worry about that. I'm using a preview version of the shaders mod, and the flames are... there's a bug where the flames are staying on throughout the entire, all the time. That's something that's being worked on, that's why it's a preview version and not a released version. I have also disabled the rain effects for this, so that the rain seemed to be constantly stuck on, and there'd be slight issues with the rain, so I've disabled that so that we can just have a nice drive around Mugello. Now I am going to slowly ease into this. As I said, I've done a few laps and I was in the very high 1 minute 20s, but there is a lot to get used to, and of course the cars in 2020 drive very different to one of these. This doesn't have the downforce that you would expect from those cars. And there are some changes as well to the track. So for example, at that chicane there is more of a runoff that the drivers are taking, which is allowing them to get themselves shorter lap times. This is also that red band past the curbs, that is also seems to be wider in the current Formula 1 setup. But I'm just going to get myself used to this and see what I've got. I've done some minor setup changes here. So I've changed my front swing angle, I've changed my brake bias. That's about it really. My gear ratio is slightly different as well. And one of the things I absolutely love about this track is that it's such a fast flowing track. You've really got to get a nice line on this, because if you do not, if you lose one part, you're going to mess up everyone. I do apologise for the clipping once again on my microphone. I have no idea why that's happening. It never used to clip. Car just snapped out on me there. I wonder if my microphone's going. I'm not sure. I mean, I've got the compressor up as well, so I'm not too sure anyway. 1:23.28 for my first flying lap, which is not too bad. I am on the medium tyres at the moment, so it isn't the best of the tyres yet. But that's intentionally done. I will be swapping over to the faster tyres, the soft tyres, later on. I think Formula 1 cars are flat currently through all of this, which I cannot do in this F2004, I do not think. I really like this track. Honestly, this is one of my favourite tracks as I get to snap a oversteer. There you go, straight to 1:20, just below the 1:20.9. And I'll be honest, I'm really not pushing perhaps as hard as I could be. So it isn't that the track is, I'm not, it's not that I haven't got the ability to push harder. I think I can genuinely push harder. See, it's this corner, this Arrabbiata, you're flat through the entire thing. And you really have to watch yourself through the entire thing. And I really also like the camber on this track, because it allows you to miss the apex slightly and still, in fact, sometimes missing the apex is the better way around the track. And you can see there, I've just took another 0.2 off my lap time. Yep, 1:20.7. Again, not really on the absolute limit. That's where Lando Norris crashed. Thankfully, my car did not spin off there. I've got to try and avoid cutting in too early on some of these corners as well. This is just such a brilliant track. Formula 1 needs to race here. I hope it gives good racing tomorrow, but Formula 1 needs to race here every year, not just for a special 1000th Grand Prix for Ferrari. It's so smooth, it's so flowing. This is honestly one of my favourite tracks. What was that lap time? 1:19.9, and still not pushing. That was still not a lap where I pushed through the entire thing. Again on the Arrabbiata. I keep messing that up. That was too early. I hit the brakes too early there. And remember, this is on the medium tyre. I can go faster on the soft. Again, you can take a wide apex on that final corner as well. 119.6. It's just so wonderful to drive on this track. Oh, missed the apex. Now that's where one of the problems with this track though is if you miss one apex, you will lose huge amounts of time for quite a while. And that's because of the free-flowing nature of the track. So if there's somewhere where you're supposed to hit an apex, that was much better through the Arrabbiata. It's one of the corners I know the names of. I only know the names of 4 of the corners on this track, and that's 2 of them are called Arrabbiata. Arrabbiata Uno and Arrabbiata Duo. There's also, I think it's San Devoto or something. Not San Devo. Not San Devo. That's Monaco. That's the first corner in Monaco. I think it's San Devoto, which is turn 1, and then you've got turn 6, which is Casanova, I think. Those are the only names I know. Even that at 199, I'm just cruising through this. I just don't understand why Formula 1 did not race here. Oh, I have not raced here before. See, from here, so that was going through Casanova, then you're flat out all the way through here, up to this point here where you hit the brakes. And that's just incredible to be able to do that. Even here, you really do not need to take the apex. Missed both chicanes there, that's okay. And really I should have taken more on the outside curb there. So the car will always understeer as I set a 195. On the last corner, the car always understeers. At least how it's set up here for me. Again, the camber here just lets the car turn in. It's great, this track is absolutely fantastic. Short shift here to ensure that you get the traction out of this corner. Third gear through this one, hold third, back on the power, it's a little bit slow. Down to 5th, back on the power, and then flat all the way. All the way here. Up to this point here. Missed that apex again. And I've just lost time through that chicane. Massive amounts of time. And then I'm in the gravel. So I lost massive amounts of time as I was flat all the way, and then when I missed the first apex on the chicane, it just compromised me for the exit, and that compromised me all the way down. And that's something about this track as well. I think I can get into the 118s here on the medium tyre. And obviously this is nothing compared to real life, because one of the things about this track, because of the fast flowing nature of it, is the G-forces. And I was seeing them pulling something like, I think I saw 5.6G, which is, I'm not sure if many people have experienced G-forces like that, but I can tell you now that experiencing it for a couple of seconds is not a problem. It really isn't. 5.6G for a couple of seconds is not a problem, but if you're sustained low 5.6G, 5-6 seconds, and then so through this corner 5G, coming along here, flat out here, you're pulling another 3.5G through this, you're pulling 3.5G through this, and then you're hitting the brakes and going down to 4G of braking. It will have an effect on your body. You will start feeling it, especially on your neck. And I say that with experience of having experienced 3.5G sustained for quite a significant period of time. And I'll tell you now, you do feel it after a while, especially on your neck. And I've only done 3.5G sustained, not 5G sustained. So this is one of the reasons why Formula 1 drivers have such strong necks. You need to be able to withstand the G-forces, but this track is going to be heavy on the G-forces. I can tell you that now. This is going to be very, very heavy on the G-forces. I think no driver has any complaints about this track. This is also a track where Kimi Raikkonen did his very first test 20 years ago. I think to the day. Oh, that was bad. So you see how I ended up wide there, and it just compromised me the entire way through. And if you have a look at my delta, I'm sure I'm about half a second or more down. What am I? 0.9 of a second down. There you go. No, I forgot the delta which was in front of me. I actually do not need the little display that I've got on the side because everything is in front of me. If any of you are fans of Ferrari, I'd love to hear in the comments box what your thoughts are on your favourite Ferrari moments throughout whatever decade. Was it Schumacher's run of titles? 5 titles in a row? Was it Schumacher's drive in the wet? Was there any moments with Gerhard Berger, or any moments further back in the past? Niki Lauda's return after his accident. Now, that would be awesome to hear your stories. Maybe Fernando Alonso's victory in the Ferrari in 2012, where the podium were 3 different teams, but all the drivers were former or current Ferrari. You had Fernando Alonso in first, Kimi Raikkonen in second, and Michael Schumacher in third. I mean, that kind of podium. I think Schumacher was the one who pointed it out, saying to Alonso, "Look at all of us, we're all Ferrari." Then I think that was great. Terrible track, Valencia, but to have that moment was awesome. So maybe that was a favourite moment. Kimi Raikkonen's final victory in Ferrari. That would have been nice. Well, 1:19.1. Okay. That felt like a really scruffy lap as well. I think Kimi Raikkonen's victory in the United States for Ferrari, that was something that, ooh, there you go, bad line. That was something a lot of people, I think, enjoyed, was that victory. But what other moments, what other Ferrari moments can I think of that were really, really great? Any of Scheckter's races, perhaps? Any of their champions races. Maybe someone's watching this that might have remembered any of the really old 1950s, 1960s ones. There's a lot. 1,000 races is a lot, and I've certainly only been around for I've certainly only been around for how many of those 1,000? Probably less than a half of those 1,000 races, to be honest. Probably a quarter of those races that I've seen. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to now change my tyres and go very, very low on fuel. So this would be as though it's a qualifying run, but I'm obviously not going in and out for fuel just for the sake of video. That's why I stick the fuel on constant. So let's see how this Ferrari handles in incredibly light conditions. I have already surpassed what I thought I was going to do. As I said, I thought I was going to get a low 120, and I thought, yeah, I'd be happy with that. But I'm in the territory of the lap time set in 2004, which I just think is awesome. I really like being in that territory just because it gives me some sort of a feel of what it's like, and it will never give you a massive feel. It's going to be a small feeling of what it's like. You know, 30% of the feeling, 40% of the feeling. You'll feel it in your brain. You'll feel it mentally. You'll feel it's perhaps a little bit in your hands, but you certainly will not feel the physical aspect of the vehicles. That is something that you will just not be able to feel, unfortunately. But mentally you will, because if you did this for 2 hours, you'd start finding yourself fatiguing just a little bit, simply out of the simple fact that you've got a lot to process, lap after lap after lap, hitting your marks. I'm actually slow on the soft tyre, it seems, on my outlap, or my first lap, sorry, not my outlap. Sixth gear all the way through there. I think I just clipped a curb there and I felt the car want to step out on me. And there again, that's because the car's really light, so you can feel the lightness of the car now. Or I can feel the lightness of the car. First lap is half a second down. That's poor. 1:19.64. That is really poor. Let's see if I can improve on that a little. I think I'm even worse this time around. I'm actually not doing as well. That's interesting. Maybe my tyres are overheating or something. And I think I need to brake slightly earlier for that corner, because I think I'm braking a little bit too late, and that means that I'm going too deep into the corner and I'm losing precious time. Ignore the sparks as well. The sparks are another thing that are being worked on. Wonderful weather as well. Cloudy weather. It's lovely, absolutely lovely. That was much better than the previous 2 attempts. That was also better than the previous 2 attempts. Oh. And I've just done, I think, what Pierre Gasly did. No. George Russell. I've just done a George Russell. Unfortunately, a mistake like that would be enough to knock you out of qualifying, you see. So you really do have to be careful not to make a mistake like that. And another thing that I really, really like about this track is that it's old school. There's no real runoff area. You mess up, you're in the grass and the gravel. And that is how it should be, because then the drivers have to be pinpoint on their work. And I think, personally, that is a fantastic thing to be doing. All tracks need to be old school like this. Gets rid of all those large runoff areas. They make no sense whatsoever. That was poor. So I'm not hooking it up on these soft tyres. That's quite interesting. I'm really struggling to get the car working on these. The balance is just very, very off. Yeah, the balance is very off on the soft tyre. It's almost as though I need a little bit more front wing angle. In fact, ooh, that was close. I'm not happy on the soft tyre, I will admit that. And that's something I was not expecting. Interesting. I'm still happy with the one, what was it, 119 dead that I got. I think that was, I've never taken a car around here that quickly before, so I'm very happy with that. I'm going to try and bring that brake bias a little bit further forward, see what that does for me. Well, I can understand why George Russell kept his foot in it when he did in qualifying earlier. When you lose it like that, it's as though you've got no choice but to keep your foot in it. It's also not giving me what I want. I need some rear stability. I've lost rear stability, that's what it is. And I'm sure somebody out there has gone far faster than this in this car. They've probably done a 117 or a 116, which is great. I play this when you see me record it, and that's about it. Yeah, these laps are pretty much, apart from the practice that I did yesterday, these laps are the only laps I've done on this track, in this car, ever actually. It's just not hooking up for me like it did before. I tell you what, let's go back onto the medium compound. Let's do this. We'll go back onto the medium compound. It's amazing. Immediately, I do actually feel more confident on this medium compound. The soft compound is supposed to have more grip, but this just feels better. Maybe that's telling of my driving. That is my limit. when we get to those kind of situations, I just cannot cope with it. I just do not have the experience to do that. This just feels so much more alive. I say actually, not so much more alive. This just feels so much more drivable. So there is a fine balance, I think, between instability and drivable. So for example, there you saw the back of the car trying to kick out. There's just a fine balance, and that soft tyre did not have it. This does. This very much does. And again, I think Mugello is one of the best racetracks in the world. Just so flowing. It's very classic, I think. Whoops. Certainly went off there. That was my own fault. That's my first accident. I feel like I'm just, after taking the fuel out as well, I'm just not hooking up the lap time, which is strange. You'd think the car would be so much easier to drive without the fuel. You'd feel so much more... Actually, I suppose, does it make sense? Take out the fuel, the car's lighter, therefore... No. It's just not happening for me. Well, it was good. It was good while it's lasted. The 119s. It was fine until I started taking out fuel and changing the tyres. Let's put that brake bias back. What was it? That was it, wasn't it? Oh no, that wasn't it. It was that. Yeah, let's try that. See what happens. 56.5. And that's another thing. I know Formula 1 drivers, they change their brake bias many times on a lap. You know, 2, 3, 4 times a lap. That's something I cannot do in the sim. I do not have that fine capability on my steering wheel either. Maybe if I had a steering wheel that had a rotary on it, maybe I could do it then, but certainly not. Certainly not presently. And the car does feel more hooked up. Definitely feels more hooked up when I'm with the medium tyres. I feel like I'm in the 1 minute 20s again. Definitely feel like I'm in the 1 minute 20s again. What time do I think I have in me? I think I have a 1 minute 18 in me. I do think I've got a mid 1 minute 18 in me, but you know, we'll just have to see. I'm still in the 1 minute 19s, so straight back into it on the mediums. Which is odd. I guess I just find the mediums more suitable for driving. Very strange. Almost felt the car go there. And there. And that lockup's probably cost me a whole heap of time. I think that lockup cost me a lot of time. I sort of don't want this video to end. I just want to keep driving. I've done 24 laps now on this. It's good. And I feel like I could just keep going. I'm still not mentally fatigued despite being a little bit ill. And I do want to just keep honing in every little bit I can. Which is obviously where I'm losing out at the moment. I want to get every single bit of this correct. Oh, that felt really nice. That did not. So again, that's one corner where I feel like the apex is not required. And this one as well, due to the camber. It's just the camber of it just seems to help push the car around. 1:18.9. There we go. And that felt like a fairly scruffy lap as well. So I know I can go faster than that. That was slow. That was all really slow. That was better though. How are we looking on this? Okay, so a wide also, just taking that wide all the way through seems to also help lap times. That's interesting. 1:18.6. Just getting faster and faster lap after lap. It's awesome. And I actually I'm starting to feel really quite comfortable with this track. Although that being said, I really messed up that corner. Because I am starting to feel really quite comfortable with this track. It's awesome. And I do hope Ferrari do well at this track tomorrow, because I think they need to do well here. Even though I think they're not going to, but I hope they do, because it could really give them a boost, especially as there are fans here for the first time, and Ferrari just needs something to say, yes, okay, we've still got it. Oh, that was slow. That was slow. 1:18.77, not so bad. How long has this video been going on? 40 minutes or so? Let's just keep going. Again, slow through there, I just felt that. Slight slide there. Still absolutely fine. Grabbing as much of the track as you possibly can, all the way through, including this curb up here. Okay, that's felt quite nice. A bit slow on that apex. I should have taken that faster, but the entry into that felt really nice. That's fairly good. I'll try this line. What does this line do? No. Okay, so there is a fine point. So if you take a really wide entry, sorry, if you take a really narrow entry and then try to tighten the corner, that does not help. Clearly. How about here? How does that look? A little bit better. Short shifting into fourth does seem to help there. And then we're in that massive flat section. I'm also thinking if this is going to put a huge strain on the engines, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to cope with things like overheating, with the engines being strained so much. Because that could be an interesting thing come race day, and maybe following other drivers. How about that line? No, that line doesn't work either. Okay. So at this point I'm just trying various different lines to see what happens. But I'm comfortably in the 19s, and I can easily be in the mid-18s as well now. Still not qualifying pace from this year, of course, but it is good. Messed up that exit. The other thing is, getting that change of direction on these chicanes is also very, very important. You mess that up, you're in a bit of trouble. And just opening the steering wheel wherever you can it helps as well. And just simply to give you that extra couple of miles per hour. And clearly I'm no Formula 1 driver, so I'm sure if Lando Norris was to jump into this and do it, he'd be in the 1:17s, easy. But I'm happy with this. I'm happy with the pace that I've been showing overall. Just easing off a little bit now, slowing down a bit. There's a 1:19.6. Tyres could be overheating slightly. But with that, I think I'm going to end this video. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Assetto Corsa. Leave a comment in the comments box below. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to support me on Patreon, www.patreon.com. Your supports would be massively appreciated. It would really help me out. And also, you can find me on social media at ECGadgetsLP for both Twitter and Instagram. This is a decent slap once again. I could have got that apex a little bit better. That one was good. That's gone onto the grass, but managed to hold it. And that did cost me time. So that chicane, I'm getting that chicane wrong now. I think I'm just pushing too hard into that chicane, and I need to ease up a little. That was okay. Again, I think I can take more curb there. Certainly not using the whole track either, so I've got to work on that. But anyway, that is all from me, and I will see you next time in Assetto Corsa, where I'm not sure what I'll be doing. I guess if you've got any suggestions, do let me know. I will certainly take a look at those. Wait, do I want to do one more lap? I might want to do one more lap, because this could be a good lap. This could potentially be a really good lap. It's a bad lap. It's a bad lap. As you can see, messed up at Casanova, and that's it. It's all gone. Well, there you go. That's all from me. 118.6. I'm not too disappointed in that. Strange about the soft tyres, but there we go. And I'll see you next time on Assetto Corsa.